7:02 now, and the votes are in, with Buffalonians choosing their next mayor.
The people of Buffalo have spoken again, louder, clearer, and more resoundingly. They said, Buffalo deserves better. And to these people, I say it's an honor of a lifetime to have been elected as the next mayor of City of Buffalo.
Democrat Sean Ryan won decisively last night. The Associated Press declared him winner about an hour after the polls closed at 9. Let's take a look at the results. Ryan has 72% of the vote this morning with more than 29,000 votes. And Republican James Gardner, who conceded last night, has 23% of the vote. Independent Michael Gaynor got about 5%. And it marks the first time in 2 decades that the city has elected a new mayor following Byron Brown's departure last year. As 2 on your side's Claudine Ewing explains, Ryan is already putting plans in motion as he prepares to step into his new role.
It's going to be a new day in Buffalo City Hall come January. There is a new mayor-elect. His name is Sean Ryan. Really no surprise to many people. But when we talk to him about what his administration will look like and whether or not taxes will go up, listen to what he had to say.
We had to take money to close out last year's budget, and right now we're going to have to find miraculous money to close out this year's. But we're going to get off this tendency we have in Buffalo is to fudge our budgets, underestimate our expenses, overestimate our revenues. We're not going to do that anymore. The budget you see me put in this year is going to be a budget that's going to make people gasp, because for the first time, we're going to tell the truth to the people of the city of Buffalo of how much it costs to run this city.
Does that mean higher taxes, though? Is that what it means?
Everything's on the table. You have to look at revenues of all shape. You know, we haven't done a foreclosure auction in 5 years. There are people delinquent with their taxes. There's $20 million of outstanding water bills. The city only collects 7% of its fines and fees they initiate. So there's a lot of other revenue sources that we need to be pursuing.
And when it comes to development in the city of Buffalo, Sean Ryan says, developers, come on. On your side, in Buffalo, Claudine Ewing, Channel 2 News.
Claudine, thanks. And as we mentioned, Gardner reached out and conceded to Ryan last night. Here's what he had to say about that conversation and his next steps to deliver on his commitments.
It was a very cordial conversation. I thanked him for the race that he ran. He thanked me for the race that we ran. And I told him what I will tell all of you, which is that I look forward to working with him to make sure that the city of Buffalo resurrects, that it becomes the city that we all hope that it will be, that it will start growing again, that we will provide for high-performing schools for our children, and that we stop exporting our residents to neighboring towns and to neighboring states.
Now, one of the closest races we're following this morning is the one for Hamburg Town Supervisor. Take a look. With 100% of the votes counted, just 111 votes separate the Republican candidate, Beth Farrell Lawrence, and Democrat Robert Reynolds Jr. They both sit at right around 43%. However, absentee ballots and mail-in ballots still need to be counted. We could potentially see a total recount, though. In New York State, a recount is required. The margin of victory is anything less than or equal to half a percentage point. Democrat and incumbent Kevin Hardwick has declared victory in the race for Erie County Comptroller with 59% of the vote. His Republican Christine Zarnick had 41%. And as for the Chautauqua County executive race, Republican incumbent Paul Wendell Jr. has won that seat with 60% of the vote, beating Democrat Thomas Carl, who had 40%. Now, for the biggest suburb in Western New York, Amherst Democrats are celebrating this morning. Democrat Sean Lavin won the supervisor race 53 to 47%. He beat Republican Dan Gagliardo by about 1,900 votes. And Lavin's win was part of a Democratic sweep of this year's town elections. And for a breakdown of those races, Daybreak's Natalie Foster is live in studio with more. Good morning, Natalie.
Good morning, Melissa. Yeah, this was a race that we were closely watching because for the first time in years, Amherst had a chance to flip their leadership to the Republican Party. But in the end, the town chose Democrat Sean Lavin to lead them. Lavin is currently the deputy town supervisor. He works for Erie County and is an Army veteran. Throughout his campaign, he was firm on his promises for efficient government and transparency. He also faces many challenges moving forward as the leader of the town, including the former Westwood Country Club property taxes going up, and development projects like the Boulevard Mall and Station 12. He says, though, that he's prepared to take on these challenges.
Efficiency is number one. We're going to have to merge a lot of our services we do with the technology that's available. We need to show residents what their tax dollars are being used for, and I think that's going to resonate. It's exciting. The residents of Amherst have bestowed a pretty big responsibility, and I'm going to do everything I can to live up to it.
And Dan Gagliardo, the Republican candidate, said in his concession speech last night that the work is only beginning for him and his supporters.
I tell you now, we have to keep up the questions. We have to make sure that we're looking at what they're doing. We cannot let this take us down. We just have to build up and do better for it.
On the all-Democratic Amherst Town Board, there were 3 open seats up for grabs that the Republicans also hoped to take, but the voters chose Democrats to fill those seats as well, making it a clean sweep for them last night. Melissa?
All right, Natalie, thank you for that coverage this morning.